Today I fucked up by probably ruining a girl's life forever via capture the flag. Today I fucked up. There's a girl in my ecology class. Let's call her Madge. Madge is your go-getting try-hard holier than thou know-it-all with an unchanging facial expression I can only describe as cat trying to shit a peach pit. One of those constant frowners, and constant downers. I even tried to get along with Madge at the start. I'd sit by her and try to engage her, read, humor her, with conversations in relevant topics about ecology, such as the thrilling handedness of apes or edge-of-your-seat songbird plumage complexity, but just trying to be civil was a futile endeavor. Expecting Madge to be civil with you because you were civil with her is like expecting the lion not to eat you because you didn't eat it. Madge was born to be an asshole. Everything you said to her was met with a PFFFD, or a dramatic roll of the eyes, and a quick retort such as well, if you'd actually read Carter et al. 2007, you would have known that. She had to be better and smarter than everyone, at everything, all the time. And boy, that shit got real old, real quick. So I stopped sitting by her, and began to loathe her, with a preoccupied disposition. I thought about her twice today before even writing this, that's how much I don't like her. Fast forward to the first capture the flag game of the year. Being a freshman, I thought I'd attend as a way to get out of my residence room and meet some people. The first game was at about 8 p.m, the campus was already dark, and I showed up just wearing shorts and a t-shirt. Out of 150 plus people, who knew capture the flag was so popular, I ended up being possibly the most underdressed person there. Camouflage, ghillie suits, face paint, and black morph costumes were just some of the norm. This was like capture the flag Olympics. Teams were divided into short sleeve versus long sleeve, and the flags were two bicycle lights. I began to mingle with fellow short sleeves. And that's when I saw her. Madge. Black boots, black pants, black turtleneck, black scarf, black cap, black gloves. She was going all Call of Duty for this game, of course. Why wouldn't she be a try-hard at capture the flag too? And I just knew I'd have to tag her the fuck out. This was my chance to prove I was better at something. The first few rounds, us short sleeves did terribly because no one stayed behind to defend, so we lost 3 rounds promptly. Each time they blew the whistle, I could hear Madge laughing. I could hear it. So I switched to defense. To prevent camping, there was a 50-meter buffer around each flag. Conveniently for me, there was a group of hedges 50 meters away from my flag. So I hid in the hedges. Each time anyone from the other team tried to sneak up to our flag, I'd jump out of the hedges, startle the hell out of them, and that would give me the time I needed to run up and tag them out. I'd probably tagged out 8 to 10 people in about 15 minutes, when the stars aligned, and I saw her, Madge, walking through the shadows along the side of a building, headed straight for our flag, thinking she was so sneaky with all her matching black gear. This was it. It was my time to shine. But I was too excitable. I bounded from the hedges like Seabiscuit while she was still a good 40 to 50 feet away. So I yelled error. To try to emphasize the startling effect. She shrieked in surprise, but without missing a beat, she spun around 180 degrees and headed back for her side at a dead sprint. I then realized that if she got to her side before I caught her, she'd be out of play and I couldn't tag her out. That was an impossible embarrassment, I couldn't allow it. I took off too, at a dead sprint. Like Gimli, I'm not so much for long runs, but dangerous across short distances. I was gaining on her, and now confidently puffed up. With a laugh I shouted, "You can run if you want, I'll just catch you when you're tired." The chase lasted probably 100 to 150 feet before she tripped on a tree root and fell pretty hard, but made no attempt to get back up. As I got closer, I realized she had stooped to a whole new low, playing the crying game, surely exaggerating an injury that would thus make my tagging of her distasteful. But then as I got closer still, I realized she was really crying, like hysterically crying. I was still mad, so as I got up to her I said, "Crying won't fucking help," at which point she rolled onto her back and looked up at me and shouted, "Get the fuck away." I leaned down to make eye contact and said, "It's just a fucking game," to which she cocked an eyebrow, and said, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And then it hit me. I did not recognize this girl. This was not Madge. This was some girl walking to the bus station after a night class. Horrified, mouth hanging open, the Rolodex of my mind spun as I suddenly imagined what it must have been like from her perspective. A large, strange, bearded, sweaty, underdressed man jumped out of the bushes screaming "Ara," and when she ran, he ran too, screaming "You can run if you want, I'll just catch you when you're tired," and when he saw her crying, said crying won't fucking help. I wanted to apologize, I wanted to introduce myself, I wanted to explain, but all I could get out was "Hey. Sorry, it's just. Hi, please don't call the police, this was all a misunderstanding," and then I ran away hoping she hadn't seen enough of my face to create a composite sketch for campus security. I never ended up tagging her, or Madge for that matter, and I never went back to capture the flag after that. I hear it may be getting cancelled, but I probably caused some seriously deep-seated anxieties about night classes that will haunt that poor girl forever. Dear night class girl, if you're a Redditor, I am so sorry. I'm actually a pretty nice guy, really. Too long didn't read. Today I fucked up by wanting to get back at a snooty know-it-all from ecology class by chasing her down at a night game of capture the flag, only to realize I'd chased down, and probably subsequently scarred, some girl from night class who wasn't even playing. Edit. Wow, thanks for the Reddit gold, guys. I'd say you surprised me and popped my gold cherry, but that expression would seem to be in poor taste after my story. Edit. I never realized how much I made it sound like she broke her neck at first. Holy shit. Also, I laughed my ass off at how many people say there's sexual tension between me and Madge. Fucking Madge. But maybe there is tension. Maybe I am in love with her. Holy shit, my whole life has been a lie. JK lol, I really still hate her. I think Madge got you with the long con, bro. Yeah, that was probably Madge's sister, Midge. Edit, my first gold. Thank you. I was on the edge of my seat when you said she fell. I thought you were going to say that she ended up breaking her neck or something and was paralyzed. It was quite a relief when you said she rolled over. Good read, good read. Right, especially at the made no attempt to get back up part. I totally thought it was ending in paralysis. Too long didn't read, failed at CTF when things got rapey. Op and Madge seem to have some sexual tension between them. I agree, Op is clearly in love and wants to tag her brains out. Crying won't fucking help. Fucking got her. It's just a fucking game, quit crying stupid Madge. Wait, it's not a game, I'm not a rapist, I'm not a rapist. Today I fucked up by bringing my sunscreen on a Disneyland ride. Actually 2 weekends ago. So I was in NYC for the US Open and this hospital had a booth handing out free small bottles of sunscreen. Great, because as a man without a purse I think most of the sizes in the store are annoying to carry. Also, it came with a little belt loop metal ring thing, so I could just attach it to my pants and look super cool. Couple days later I'm at Disneyland with my sunscreen attached. When I got onto the Thunder Mountain ride, I didn't realize the sunscreen bottle was being squeezed between my leg and the safety bar until after it was over, and it basically looked like I enjoyed the ride way too much. All over my crotch and the seat. I didn't have the integrity to make eye contact with any of the employees or check if the people behind me got into the ride. I just booked it out of there, and even after washing off my shorts I had a massive grease stain on my crotch all day. Footage from immediately after. Too long didn't read, check the image. Enjoyed your ride, sir. Please come again. I just love this ride so much, this guy. I'm so glad I came. Also this guy. Better go wash it off on Sploosh Mountain. You could have salvaged it by at least telling the employee what happened, but no, you had to run out of there without looking at anyone, and now that poor employee had to either clean jizz themselves or go out over the radio for someone to come clean the jizz. Basically, you turned into a story that employee is going to be telling for years to come. Askreddit, what's the weirdest mess you ever had to clean up? That guy, well, there was this one time that some dick took the phrase happiest place on earth a little more literally than I'd have liked. You see, doesn't sunscreen have a rather distinctive smell to it though? Edit, guys, I'm not saying you should go up and snort anything looking like jizz, but that much sunscreen is probably going to start smelling from a distance. I would have 100% died there in the seat. No one would be able to get me out of it to reveal the horror beneath the bar. Jizz in a roller coaster and you'll be remembered by a few for the rest of their lives. Die in a roller coaster covered in semen and you'll make headlines and be immortalized as the person who enjoyed themselves way too much. Some knuckle walker would take your story and spin too much fun as a danger to society, and the next step of our Orwellian existence would be to limit the amount of fun something could be. Don't die in your jizz in a roller coaster, that would put us on a very bad timeline indeed. Today I fucked up by letting brain go automatic at the gym. Obligatory, this happened last week. Disclosure. When I go to the gym, I put in my earphones and let the music absorb me. It eases the rest of the workout because it all feels like one swift process, and my brain goes on automatic, reflexively doing everything without strong conscious focus from me. That's usually not an issue, but, well, it was time for my chest workout and I spotted a pair of benches lined up together, with the heads right against one another. One of them was free, and the other was occupied by a dude. Now, this man was something. He looked like he was the sole supreme warrior of all the lands of Pakistan. Biceps and triceps bulging so much they look like they're about to spill onto the ground and start lifting weights themselves. Likely eats the equivalent of a Hindu holy cow in his daily protein shakes. Fully absorbed by seers chanting in my ears, I walk over. Routinely, I remove the clamps and weights of the previous user on my bar and start searching for some 5 kilograms weights. I take a few steps around, eyes scanning the floor and many racks for them, and my eyes finally set on a nice, jungle green pair sitting on a rack. Do today fucked uply, I start removing the clamp on the rack as to reach the 5 kilograms weight, with only a small, nagging voice in the back of my head wondering, why is there a clamp on this rack? And began to pull out the weight. And then, it happened. The enchanting harmony of Sia's voice was penetrated by a booming, hey. My hands freeze, and my neck cranes upwards to see Commander Pakistan himself lying down on his bench, looking ready to start his bench press with his hands gripping the bar above him, which just so happened to line up perfectly with the rack I was dealing with. Oh. That's when it dawned on me. The rack I was pulling weights off was, in fact, the bar he was using, and I was about to casually give this guy a serious injury, had he lifted the bar, ignorant to my oblivious meddling. I ripped out my earphones, threw my hands back, and immediately started to apologize. Initially, I saw only trickles of smoke toot out the ears of our South Asian demigod, indicating he was only slightly pissed. Later he seemed to find it funny, even cordially giving me tips for my workout. Very chill guy. But damn, boys and girls. My automatism could have seriously injured someone, and boy did I FU. Too long didn't read. I obliviously removed the weights off the bar of Zeus bastard Pakistani warrior son while he was using it, and I could have injured him. I'm having trouble visualizing how this occurred. The 2 benches were together. At the end of the bench where you put your head, the other bench, the same part, was facing it. I give touching it, but I've seen gyms have this, but they have a bit of space between them. Zeus's bastard Pakistani son, lol. You're lucky he took it well. You'll find most of bodybuilders at gyms are quite friendly and helpful. It was an honest mistake and he understood. Unless you unclip their weight while they are using them, then they shove the bar, laden with 450 pounds of plates, up your ass and floss you with it. The amount of flattery you provided. Ask him out already. You can't just ask out a Pakistani god. Are you crazy? He has such powerful looking hips it would destroy me. His strength and body must have hypnotized you, so much so that you couldn't even tell what you were doing. Glad they didn't get hurt.